Some mornings I put my toothbrush down and already see towels everywhere and floors that look like I haven't cleaned in days. The bathroom is where the day begins, but it can turn into chaos after just a couple of rushed mornings. I used to scrub harder, clean, more often fold things nicely, but everything still ended up messy again. The space felt cluttered, and so did my mind. After a lot of trial and error, I finally found a few small habits that made a big difference. They're simple enough to start right away, don't require buying anything new, and they actually help me keep the bathroom tidy for much longer. This video is a collection of everything I've learned, 7 tips to not just clean your bathroom, but actually keep it organized and stress-free every day. And hang in there for tip number 3, it's a tiny change, but surprisingly effective. I think you'll love it. Now let's start with the first tip, that is, clear the first thing you see. I used to wait until I had time to clean the bathroom, but the time never came. What came instead was the same messy scene morning after morning. Some days I'd walk in and feel swallowed whole bottles tipped over, old and new skincare all mixed together, everyone's toothbrush in a different spot. I'd try to tidy, but really I was just moving clutter from one corner to another. My head still felt scrambled. Then one morning, I was too drained to do anything big. I just wiped down the sink, threw out 3 items, tossed an old bottle of mouthwash that had been sitting there empty for weeks. And strangely, I felt better. The next day, I took one more step. I cleared everything off the countertop. I left just 2 things: hand soap and the toothbrush holder. Everything else had to live inside a drawer or a lidded bin. No more just leaving it out for now. The change was almost immediate. Walking into the bathroom felt calmer, cleaning became easier. But more importantly, my mind didn't feel assaulted by the chaos anymore. No more visual noise from things I didn't actually use every day. If your bathroom always feels messy, don't wait for the perfect cleaning window. Start right where your eyes land the countertop. Remove just 3 things. Wipe one surface. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to help you breathe. And you'll see in just a few minutes you can feel more in control of your space again. And if you enjoy simple, realistic cleaning tips like these, not just for the bathroom, but for your whole home, be sure to check out my next video. I'll be sharing a few small habits that I've repeated so often, they've become second nature. Tiny routines that make a big difference in keeping the house clean without having to constantly start over. If you're ready to make tidiness feel more natural and less like a chore, I think you'll really like that one. Make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss it. Now back to today's content. The next tip is the 5-question rule. For a long time, my bathroom cabinet was full of things that weren't actually useful anymore. I'd just stopped noticing them. An expired serum. A dried-up mascara I kept just in case. A bottle of old medication from last year that I'd already replaced. They sat there quietly in the back, taking up space, collecting dust. And every time I opened the cabinet, there was this tiny nagging feeling that I was behind on something. Like my stuff was asking for my attention, and I kept ignoring it. I used to think I need a full weekend to deal with this properly. So I waited. And of course, that weekend never came. What finally helped wasn't a huge deep clean session. It was a simple little checklist. Just 5 quick questions I ask myself whenever I'm not sure whether to keep something or let it go. 1. When was the last time I used this? If I can't remember the last time I reached for it, or if it's been months and I've lived just fine without it, that's a gentle signal. It doesn't mean I'm lazy or wasteful. It just means this item no longer belongs in my everyday space. 2. Do I already have something else I use instead? Sometimes I keep 3 similar products, but I always reach for the same one. If there's a clear favorite, I don't need backups that never leave the back corner. Duplicates. I never touch, only create visual noise. 3. If I saw it at the store today, would I buy it again? This question is very honest. If the answer is no, it tells me I'm only keeping it out of guilt, maybe because it was expensive or I feel I should finish it. But guilt is not a good reason to let something live in my space. 4. When I see it, do I feel happy or drained. Some things make me feel calm or taken care of. Others make me feel a little heavy, like a project I haven't completed or money I shouldn't have spent. If an item makes me feel bad every time I see it, it doesn't deserve that spot in my home. 5. Does it get in the way when I reach for other things? If I constantly have to push it aside to grab what I really use, that's a sign it's more obstacle than help. My everyday items should be easy to reach, not buried behind things I don't even like. These questions are simple, but when I answer them honestly, the decision usually becomes very clear. I don't have to overthink, and I don't have to feel guilty. The item either supports my life right now or it doesn't. I started using this 5-question rule everywhere: the bathroom drawer, old skincare random tools like tweezers or hair clips, even little hotel samples I never actually use. I didn't throw everything out at once. I just let go of a few things each time I opened a drawer. After a while, I could literally feel the space open up. Now, when I open a drawer, it doesn't feel like a chore waiting for me. It feels lighter, calmer, almost like the space can breathe. I can see what I have, I can reach what I need, and nothing is silently asking for attention in the background. The next one is don't mix it all together. I used to throw everything onto the same shelf: towels, backup shampoo, skincare, first aid supplies, even the random things I didn't know where to put. It was out of sight, but it definitely wasn't organized. Every time I needed something simple like a bandage or my face wash, I ended up digging through piles. By the time I found it, I felt more tired and scattered than before. At first, I thought I just needed more space, or a better shelf, or fancier containers. But the real problem wasn't the shelf at all. It was that everything was mixed together. My brain had to search and sort every single time I opened the cabinet. One day I tried something different. Instead of thinking about where to put things, I thought about how I use them. Towels that belonged to this bathroom stayed in one bin right where we grabbed them after a shower. Hair tools, dryer, straightener brushes got their own spot, so I wasn't untangling cords next to the medicine. First aid items were grouped together in one small box away from daily skincare. So if someone needed something quickly, we knew exactly where to reach. Extra shampoo, body wash, and backups went into another area, so they weren't mixed in with the items we use every day. Nothing fancy. I just decided this is the towel zone. This is the hair zone. This is the first aid zone. This is where backups live. That simple shift changed how the space felt. It didn't just make organizing easier, it quieted the chaos. When everything has a home, I don't have to think so much. I'm not standing there scanning every shelf, feeling like everything is shouting at me. I open the cabinet, my eyes go straight to the right area, and my hand knows where to reach. There's also another benefit when categories are clear. It's easier to notice what doesn't belong. If I see a random item in the towel bin, I know right away it's out of place. Putting things back becomes faster because I'm not deciding from zero each time. I'm just following the system I already set. The best part: you can grab a basket, a tray, or a small box you already have. Clear out one shelf or one corner and give it a specific job. Decide. This spot is only for one type of item. If labels help you, you can add a simple note like towels, backup products, or first aid. If not, that's okay too. The most important thing is to commit. This category of items always goes in this spot. You can start very small: one shelf for towels, one basket just for skincare, one box only for medicines. Once you create even one clear zone, everyday life starts to run smoother without much effort. You're not organizing all day, you're just living. And the system quietly supports you in the background. Don't worry about making it perfect or pretty. Focus on making it simple and clear. When items stop mixing together, your space feels calmer, and so do you. Now we come to tip 4, that is, use what you already have. I used to think to organize this cabinet properly, I need to go buy a few cute bins. In my head, the cabinet would only feel done when everything was in matching containers with neat little labels. So I waited until I had time, waited until the next trip to the store, waited until I found the perfect style that would make the cabinet look like the photos I'd seen online. But while I waited, the mess stayed exactly the same. Every morning, I still opened that cabinet and had to dig past the same clutter. Bottles tipping over products I didn't use, things hiding behind other things. It wasn't that I didn't care, I just believed I couldn't start until I had the right tools. So nothing changed. One day I stopped waiting. I looked around my home and thought, what can I use right now? I grabbed an old cookie tin from the pantry, a toy basket weren't using anymore, and a few empty food containers from the kitchen. I rinsed them, wiped them down, and started grouping things: daily skincare in one, hair products in another, medicines in a separate box. And surprisingly, they worked just fine. Nothing matched, nothing was new, but everything had a purpose and got used right away. I wasn't digging around for my moisturizer anymore. I wasn't knocking things over just to find the painkillers. It didn't look like a magazine, but it worked for my real life. That's when I realized we don't need more stuff to have less stuff. We just need to start. The big shift wasn't the containers, it was the decision to use what I already had and give every item a clear place to live. Matching bins are nice, but not necessary. They're a bonus, not a requirement. What truly matters is knowing what you're keeping and why it deserves space in your home. When we tell ourselves, I'll organize once I buy the right things, we're often not just waiting for containers, we're delaying decisions. It feels easier to add something to the cart than to ask, do I even need all of this? But no set of bins can fix a cabinet that's full of things we don't actually use. So don't let waiting for the right container delay your progress. Start with what's already in your home: old boxes, jars, paper bags, leftover packaging, anything that can hold and separate items for now. You can always upgrade how it looks later if you want to. But the feeling of being able to open a cabinet and immediately find what you need, that starts long before any shopping trip. That's how real change begins. Not with a haul, but with a choice. A choice to clear out what doesn't serve you, to repurpose what you already own, and to make your space work for the way you actually live. Okay, let's move on to the next tip. That is, see it clearly, keep it tidy. One time, I cleaned out my cabinet and found 3 bottles of the exact same shampoo, all almost empty. I just stared at them, half laughing and half surprised, because I honestly had no idea they were there. They'd been pushed all the way to the back, covered by other things. I kept thinking I was out of shampoo, so I'd buy another bottle, and the cycle just repeated. That's when I realized the problem wasn't that I was sloppy or lazy. It was that I couldn't actually see what I had. When things are buried at the bottom, stacked on top of each other, or shoved to the back, our brain almost forgets they exist. So we don't use them, we don't finish them, and we keep bringing more stuff in. The space feels cramped, but we still feel like we're always missing something. After that, I decided to change one very simple thing. I wanted everything to be visible. I switched to using clear bins so I could see inside. I used labels with big, clear writing that I could understand at a glance. I started storing things vertically instead of piling them in stacks. Nothing fancy, no aesthetic organizing system, just being able to see things, that's all. I put labels at eye level and wrote them big and simple: shampoo and conditioner, skincare, first aid, backups. I didn't try to make the labels cute, I just needed them to be clear. I stood towels upright in baskets like files in a drawer. So when I pulled one out, the others didn't collapse into a mess. Suddenly everything felt clear, no guessing, no digging. If I needed a towel, I could see them all in one look. If I needed toner, I knew exactly which bin to open. When something was running low, I could tell right away instead of discovering half-used bottles months later hiding in the corner. And something else changed too. When I can clearly see what's in front of me, I naturally put things back where they belong. Keeping the space tidy stops feeling like a cleaning task and just becomes part of how the cabinet works. Because everything is visible, I don't forget what I own. I don't buy duplicates just because I'm afraid of running out, and I don't feel like my home is hiding things from me. Your system doesn't have to be perfect or look like an ad. The bins don't have to match your handwriting, doesn't have to be pretty, and your towels don't have to be folded like a hotel. What matters is that it makes everyday life easier, and that starts with making what you own easy to see. When your space is set up so you can clearly see everything, it quietly supports you. You grab what you need without stress. You actually use what you've already bought. And you feel more in control of your home, simply because nothing is hiding in the shadows anymore. Clarity on the shelf slowly turns into clarity in your mind, and that's why so often what you can see, you'll keep tidy. Tip 6 is reset before the mess returns. For a long time, I held on to a quiet illusion. Once I declutter this space, it'll stay tidy forever. I treated organizing like a one-time project, something I could finish and then forget about. But real life doesn't work like that. We come home tired, we drop things where it's convenient, we shove something into the nearest empty spot and promise we'll fix it later. Slowly, without meaning to, the calm space we created starts to blur at the edges. The truth is, our homes are a lot like our minds. If we don't check in regularly, things drift out of place without us noticing. A little paper on the counter, a few extra bottles in the cabinet, something we meant to put away properly but didn't. None of it looks like a big deal in the moment, but over a few months, it quietly adds up. Now, instead of expecting everything to stay perfect on its own, I schedule something very simple, a 30-minute reset every 2 to 3 months. Not a deep clean, not a full overhaul, just a light checkup. I choose one area, a cabinet, a drawer, a shelf, and scan through it. I toss what's expired, let go of what we clearly don't use, and slide things back into the spots that make sense. It's more like straightening a picture frame than remodeling the whole room. I also make these resets easy to remember. I anchor them to moments that already exist in my life. The end of a quarter, a rainy weekend afternoon, the time I'm waiting for something to cook in the oven. Sometimes I don't even do a full half hour. I just open one drawer, reset that one little space, and call it good. And honestly, that's enough. Those tiny tune-ups stop the slow slide back into chaos. This one habit changed everything. When I reset before the mess gets big, I'm not constantly starting over. I'm just gently steering things back on track. My home stays peaceful without demanding huge bursts of energy from me. It feels more like maintenance than a battle. So don't wait for a mythical free day to tidy your whole life. A lived-in real-life home doesn't need constant attention. It just needs small, thoughtful pauses. A few minutes here and there to notice what's piling up to release, what's no longer useful, and to remind your space of the calm. The last tip is let go of perfect. For a long time, I tried to make everything look just right. I thought a truly organized home meant matching bins, perfect labels and rows, lined up like something off Pinterest. If a shelf didn't look picture perfect, I felt like I hadn't done it properly yet. On the outside, I was trying to create order, but on the inside, I felt tired and never quite satisfied. Eventually, I realized the most exhausting part wasn't even the clutter, it was the constant feeling that I wasn't doing enough. I could always see one more thing to fix, one more space to upgrade, one more detail that didn't look as good as the photos in my head. No matter how much I improved, I kept moving the finish line further away. One day I paused and asked myself a very simple question. Am I being too hard on myself? If the answer was yes, even a little, I gave myself permission to loosen my grip. Maybe the labels didn't all match. Maybe the bins were from different places. Maybe a stack of towels leaned a bit to the side. If the space still worked for me, maybe that was okay. That's when I started choosing enough over ideal. I stopped decorating for strangers in my imagination and started creating a home that actually felt kind to live in. The space doesn't need to impress anyone. It doesn't need to look like a showroom. If I can find what I need without digging, if I'm not wasting energy being frustrated with my stuff, that's already a win. So we've just gone through a full round of decluttering the bathroom. It wasn't anything drastic, but every small step added up, and just like that, it feels a little easier to breathe when I walk in now. And honestly, sometimes that's enough. I know cleaning the bathroom doesn't sound like a big deal, but it's where a lot of things begin. It's where you open your eyes each morning, get ready for the day. Where you wash your face, take a breath, and maybe just need a quiet moment to yourself. So if that space makes you feel cluttered, drained, or overwhelmed from the very start, that's a shame, isn't it? If today's video helped you find even one small solution, then I'm really glad it means we've taken a good step forward. In the next video, I'll be sharing a few habits I've repeated so often, they've basically become automatic. Small things, but they've made a huge difference in helping my home stay tidy without constant effort. If you're looking to make calm and order a natural part of your daily life, I think you'll enjoy it. Thank you for watching this far. If something in this video felt like it was speaking to you, feel free to leave a comment or hit subscribe so we can keep going together.